One of the issues we've been running into is the fact that if the modules start at 180 degrees, and then you disable and then move them to any other position, then when you re-enable and try to drive them straight, they'll always turn back to 180 degrees to go straight, even if going to 0 degrees would be closer. The modules now appear to be working normally. If you move their position with the joystick without disabling, then when trying to drive them straight, they'll move either to 0 degrees or 180 degrees based on which one is closer, which is what we want them to do. The zeros of 2 of the modules have changed, and I don't know why. Okay, so I just found out that when you move it while the robot's disabled, it'll snap back to its previous position, regardless of whether that position is the 0 or not. Disabled. So that means that probably the issue of it always going to 180 degrees was just happening because 180 degrees was its previous position when enabled, and I was moving it when it was disabled, so it was just snapping back to its previous position instead of trying to go to the nearest location like it usually does when the drive method is being called. Okay, so it seems like the only actual issues are that the direction of travel of the drive wheel keeps changing depending on where the modules start upon boot up of the robot, and that I guess the zeros keep changing. I just realized that I got rid of the initialization code for the internal encoders, so that's why the zeros changed. They're literally not being set, so that's fun. Okay, well, I just put the initialization code back in, and the zeros are still very wrong. So, guess we still do have 2 problems. I re-zeroed them. Okay, so I think the modules snapping back to their positions when you move them in disabled might be its own issue. So there's really 3 issues, but I think I can ignore them all. So I'm gonna run the test auto again, and it should work. I guess I would just have to verify it's going the right distance. I think we verified that before, but I'll verify it again. But it's almost time for the shop to close, so I'll do that tomorrow. And I'll have lots of time because it's the weekend. So yeah.